we all kind of love bad films in a way. Troll 2, The Room have like worked their way into culture and made a little space in our hearts for films that are just so fucking bad, you can't help but love them, even though they may have completely missed the mark of what they were originally going for. I like never strain to film on this channel. This channel is and will continue to be mainly a music channel, but I've only seen one review of this on YouTube, and it's just such a weird film. It's so unique and bizarre. I feel like I have to share it with you guys. It is one of the weirdest films I've ever seen. And it's funny because it's almost become like a bit of a family tradition, because my dad originally found it and he showed it to me and he was like, mate, you gotta check this out. And by the time I finished watching it the first time, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck have I watched? It's so weird, but I kinda love it. So we are talking about Creatures from the Abyss, or Plankton, which is a 1994 Italian B-movie that had a budget of $250,000, and fucking hell did they make use of it. So pretty much everything in this film is kind of bad. There are, however, some genuinely good aspects of it that really took me by surprise when I first watched it. You know, when I started watching the film, I was not expecting these small elements, and I'm not going to spoil them for you yet. If you want to go and watch this film first, and then come back and watch the review, if you don't want any spoilers, I highly recommend you do that, because this film is fucking nuts. So anyway, enough of the good stuff, let's talk about what we're really here for. The acting, the writing, the voice acting just combines to make something which is so bad but so weird that you just can't take your eyes away from it. It's just so surreal. So we've got 5 main characters in this film. We have Mike, Bobby, Margaret, Julie, and Dorothy. So like the absolute genius I am, I completely mixed up Julie and Dorothy's names, so if I say Julie or Dorothy, I mean the other. Sorry about that. Mike is very smart, and Bobby is very dumb. Bobby is also quite creepy. So throughout the rest of this video, I may be occasionally referring to Mike as Mr. Smart and Bobby as Mr. Dumb. Margaret is Mike's fiancée, I think, and Julie and Dorothy kind of flirt on and off with Bobby, but they also find him quite creepy, which is very understandable. So some of the character dynamics are quite strange, but it all wraps itself up nice and neatly at the end. So the film starts with all the main characters. They're getting ready to go on a boat trip during sunset. They are also randomly saying the word virgin for some reason.
Hey, virgins, beware.
You're still a virgin?
Yeah? Virgin? Yeah.
So they try and leave Bobby behind. Bobby catches up, and then they go out on the sea, and it gets dark, because they left at fucking sunset. And then they run out of fuel, because in the effort to leave Bobby behind, they also left the fuel. So they decide to blame this on Bobby.
What do you mean you don't remember what you did with the can of gas? How do we get back to the shore? We spit in the tank?
Now, if you're like me, at this point you're probably thinking, this film is gonna be fucking hard to get through. But just wait. Just wait. What the fuck was that? It just cuts straight back, no context. It cuts straight into that, and then straight out of it. There's no fade, the music didn't like continue underneath to give a sense of impending doom or something like that. It just cut. You could have put that scene in at any point and it would have made as much sense.
Guys, we're tired. Beat.
Hey, speak for yourself. I can keep it up all night.
Good one.
What if there's a storm, Dorothy? Storms don't happen during the summer.
Excuse me, what? So, obviously a storm happens. And we're back with this weird fucking music again. What is it with this music? It's so bizarre. I kind of hate it, but I kind of like it at the same time. So then they come across a dead body. And they scream. And then they scream some more. God damn, she Mike Tyson'd her. Absolute savagery. That was a solid hook. So after a while of whining and complaining, they finally come across a boat. And this is where the film really, really starts to get very strange and also absolutely fucking incredible.
Thank God we made it. I'm sorry I slapped you before.
Don't be fucking sorry for slapping her. You broke a sound barrier with that. She should be thanking you for slapping her. So, as you can see, they've entered this laboratory and it's full of tanks of fish. And then Bobby says this.
Wonder what they're studying.
You know, Bobby, I don't know, man. Like, Fuck. It's a bit of a tough one, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I mean, I've got a theory. I'm probably a shot in the dark, but maybe it was fucking fish, you idiot. So they wander around this ship and they find out that it's completely deserted. But Jesus Christ, does it have the weirdest design I have ever fucking seen.
This is strange. Something's going on.
That's fucking right, something's going on. Whoever must have designed this must have been on some serious shrooms.
Whoa, terrific. I always dreamed about a yacht like this.
Man, you got some fucked up dreams, like some 70s psychedelia, terrible design dreams. You got 5 people walking like they're trying to pretend to be someplace. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention, this boat has an AI on it. It's got several different AIs apparently, and one of them many, is a clock which seems really unconfident about what time it is.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rolex. I give good time.
This is the face of the clinically insane.
You know, how? Why? For what reason? I feel like I should be asking these questions, but at the same time, it's almost weird enough for me to completely suspend my disbelief.
I think it's time to buy a new bra.
Yeah, I know that feeling. So not much to note really kind of happens throughout this this section. They just kind of wander around the ship, make themselves comfortable. Bobby gets a serious hard-on for the ship for some reason, but this results in some quite fucking funny scenes. So one of which is this weird thing that they do. It's probably happened more than twice, but these were the 2 times that I really noticed it. They do this thing where, like, they'll find an object and they'll purposefully bring it into the shot of the camera, and it's so unnatural, but it's so fucking funny.
I was just thinking, that man we saw in the water, could he have been one of the crew?
He could have been the owner of these shoes.
He could have been. He could have been also the owner of this vase, or the owner of these grills. So Mike and Margaret find out that the scientists were doing some experiments on fish cells for some reason, and all the while they are doing this, they are being spied on by a big old fish eye with some serious asthma problems.
This must be a refrigerator.
It looks like a hibernation cell. It's full of frozen fish.
And then they all regroup in this amazingly awful 70s ass looking room.
The drug dealers just left the ship. You can tell by the days marked off on this calendar.
Oh, what, that calendar? Oh, what about this calendar? Not this calendar? Oh, okay, so that calendar? Not this calendar. Got it. So they eat their meal and they act real fucking weird while the weird asthmatic fish spies on them again.
Tonight we tango.
And then they hear a noise.
Hey. You hear that?
So they go and see what it is.
Come on, Bobby.
Oh. All right. There goes my sex life. Let's see what this is here. Where's that light switch? This fucking ship is lame.
And then Bobby starts playing games.
Don't play games!
And Mike goes to investigate. So then Mr. Dumb plays a trick on Mr. Smart because Mr. Dumb is a fucking dickhead. He also says that he thinks that he's found some drugs and that they should all do them. And as he says this, his voice speaks considerably louder than his lips would imply.
You'll see. I'll fix myself a dose later. In fact, we'll all have some. That way the girls can really see what we're made of tonight.
So then they find some weird books, like some of them are diaries from the scientists, and some of them are drawings. Some of them done in a maybe slightly sexual way, but Bobby seems to take this to a whole fucking new level.
What kind of animals are these?
They're horny ones.
And as they turn back, they hear a noise.
You hear that?
Yeah, when I want to see something clearer in the dark, I also take off my glasses. They then find a man who they initially believe is dead on the deck below, but he is quickly reanimated by the sound of a spaghetti western rifle.
Yes. I said leave it.
They discover he is one of the scientists who was working in the lab, and they try and bring him around, but as they do, he begins having a seizure, and he bites one of the girls. Don't know why, but he does. So the girl who gets bitten starts having some very strange stomach pains, and she blames it on the fish, and then she runs to the bathroom. And this is where the film kind of starts to come into its own. So she pukes on the floor, and she vomits up some bugs and a couple of slugs. And then one of the bugs, I think it's a beetle, starts doing a little boogie. Damn, that bug's breaking it down. And then he jumps onto her leg and she screams and runs away. So what you might not have noticed, and I didn't notice this for my first couple of watches through, is that it keeps on cutting away to her eye while she's puking. And if you just freeze, that is one hella bushy eyebrow. It's also going a little bit grey, almost like it's not her eye at all. Now, after thinking about it for a while, I assume it's meant to be the scientist, but there's no establishing shot for this, so when you watch it through, you just assume it's her fucking eye. So she screams and runs out of the bathroom.
What's the matter? Mom, calm down. Jesus Christ, okay? Okay, Jesus. What is it? Hey, what the fuck?
And everyone thinks, oh, fucking hell, Bobby's up to his old tricks again. But then Bobby comes out of his room and explains, no, it wasn't him. He was whacking off.
Hey, another of your fucking jokes. No, you're crazy. I was whacking off.
So she explains what happened, and then Bobby and Mike go and check it out for themselves.
Hi, Sailor.
Shut the fuck up.
So after a while of investigating, all they can see is just puke and a horny shower AI for some reason.
Do you want it hot or cool, fast or slow, soft or hard? Try me. I'm Susie. I wash, I tickle, I massage, I'm yours.
You can't see any bugs or slugs or anything, so they go back and tell her. And it turns out to be the worst decision they ever made, because she proceeds to choke out Mike.
Nothing. Only vomit.
No, it's not true! Take me away from here! Anywhere else!
So Julie decides the best thing to do is escape the boat, and personally I would have done that when I saw the interior. But fuck, the boat's flooded.
Fuck! The boat is flooded!
And the lifeboat's been hacked into with an axe. So Rhonda fucking Rowley doesn't take this particularly well and just passes out.
We won't get out of here alive!
And then they decide the best thing to do is just go to sleep. So then Mr. Smart goes to feed the scientist, who I think keeps muttering sex.
Are you feeling better now? Come on, a little bit more.
Mr. Smart goes to find out what happened there.
I have to find out what happened here.
They find out the ship was meant for scientific research on some kind of ancient species of fish which can apparently breathe out of water. But suddenly one of the fish reanimates and attacks them. It then takes a huge fucking bite out of Margaret's neck, who is understandably pissed off by this, but somehow she is not dying. Bobby then takes a piss out of Mike for thinking that this is fish, and then he gets attacked himself.
Trying to convince me that one of those fish that belongs in a museum bit Margaret? Huh? What's that? Fuck!
The fish, you idiot!
Yeah, Bobby, it's the fucking fish, you idiot. Fucking idiot. So Bobby and Mike then go looking for this vicious fish. Vicious. And it quite literally takes a bite out of Bobby's arse. And this is followed by, and I'm not exaggerating, the best CGI fight I have ever fucking seen.
Get it, Mike! Jesus. Get it!
And Bobby then spears the fucker. So then, Michael has a mental breakdown and kills all of the fish in this fucking legendary scene.
I'll destroy all of you! Die, you motherfucking sons of bitches! Die!
Why is there a meat processor in the lab? This scene is fucking amazing because it just outstays its welcome, and then after a while, I just welcome it back with open arms. It is incredible. After the Texas Devilfish Massacre, they then go and check on Margaret and go and have a nice sleep. So then Michael starts reading some of the books that the scientists wrote, and yeah, it gets a little bit weird.
The hatchetfish kleptomanias lethargic are endowed with exceptionally developed genitalia in the erogenous zone. That is, at great depths, nectopedes, given the absence of the female, are carnivorous and gay. This is weird shit.
It is weird shit, Michael. It is fucking weird shit. So, speaking of weird shit, if you thought this film was out there already, this is where the film gets even weirder.
Professor, how long have you been fucking fish?
Excuse me, what?
They were old enough.
I want to help.
Old enough.
Excuse me, what?
I understand. These things happen.
So you might be thinking, Jesus fucking Christ, this is bizarre. How could this get any weirder? Just wait. So Mr. Smart does some research and finds out that a ship basically dumped a load of radioactive waste into the ocean, and this basically contaminated the plankton. So then the fish began eating the plankton and turned from ancient weird fish into mutant air-breathing sex-crazed fish. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh yeah, by the way, you remember that bag of Coke that Bobby found earlier? That's plankton. Dried plankton, which apparently develops into cancerous cells very quickly when coming into contact with humans. Not too sure about the science on that one. Mike then finds out that Margaret is pregnant and kind of passes out. So, I can't keep on saying this is where the film gets really weird, because the film's already really fucking weird. But this is where the film gets really, really weird. So, Bobby and Dorothy start having some cringy sex. Really cringy sex. And then Bobby starts to feel a bit weird. And then he starts to feel really weird. And then he turns into this thing, and I don't think I can show the full scene because it's quite graphic and it's very uncomfortable to watch, but fucking hell, it's yeah, it's quite something. So this is the area of the film that I would say is actually pretty fucking decent. The I think animatronic practical effects, they are fucking awesome. Like, they're weird, obviously done on a budget, but fucking hell, they are creative. They are insane. I mean, look at this. Who comes up with this? What disturbed mind comes up with this? But while the practical effects are amazing, the scene is so fucking disturbing. So what made me laugh about the scene was, as disturbing as it is, it's kind of neutralized by Mike rushing in and saying kind of what you would expect someone to say. But he just bursts in and he just goes, "Oh my god."
Oh my god!
But when Mike gets back, it's obviously gone through the wall because, you know, it's got acid capabilities. Mike then hears another noise and he goes to investigate it, and he shoots his harpoon into the bathroom door. But here's the plot twist. Bobby's behind the door. And he's not being a rapey fish man. So Margaret goes to use the bathroom, and then the bathroom starts having this weird sexual glitch because the bathroom kind of sexually harasses everyone who goes into it.
Now use your fingers. Now use your fingers. Now use your fingers.
And then Bobby's creepy tentacle arm comes through the sink and tries to choke her. And then she screams and Mike saves her. So at this point, Mike decides that the only thing left to do is just burn the boat down because this fish problem has got way too out of hand. But for some reason, Dorothy won't leave Margaret alone. And then she starts screaming and beating her stomach, and then she starts fucking laying fish eggs. This film is doing my head in. So while Mike's trying to flood the lower decks with fuel, he comes across Bobby's angry fishman persona, who is making some of the funniest noises I've ever heard, and then he locks him down below. So, you know, everything's kind of gone to the shit at this point. Dorothy's laying fish eggs. Mike's trying to light the boat on fire. Bobby's turned into an angry fish man. Julie has also turned into a fish woman, and she has been launching fish out of her mouth, but we just kind of forget about her. She doesn't really reappear again. And then Margaret is just like fucked off because, you know, obviously she's kind of freaked out by the whole affair. So Mike goes to look for Margaret, and Margaret doesn't believe that it's Mike at first, and he proves who he is the weakest fucking way that you could possibly prove you are who you say you are.
Get it. I'm okay and I'm lucid. My name is Mike Alton, and it's time we went.
I'm just finding it really funny, like, imagining him going on vacation or something, and he manages to get on the plane, gets into the other country, and then they're like, passport please, and he goes, oh, I get it. I'm okay and I'm lucid. My name's Mike Alton, and it's time I left. Just fucking belting it out. But, you know, she fucking buys it for some reason. Not that there was any reason not to, but it's just a very strange way of confirming you are who you say you are. So Mike, Margaret, and the professor try and get off the boat, and then Margaret starts feeling really weird, and she realizes she is also turning to a fish creature. So before she can hurt anyone, she decides to harpoon herself in the fucking face. I wouldn't think that would be the quickest way to go, personally.
Wake up! Leave her alone! There's more pussy in the planet!
Who the fuck is speaking there? If this is meant to be like the professor, this does not sound like the professor's voice throughout the entirety of this film. And only suddenly now he actually has a normal voice. It's like some of the things he's saying as well, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn it! Who opened the radioactive container?
No, who opened the radioactive containers? Don't open up the radioactive containers. Those radioactive containers that were mentioned in the film several times. So it's obviously Bobby who's opened up the radioactive containers. Fucking idiot. And then he tries to stop them from getting out, but then the professor tries to kill him, and it fails. And then Mike's like, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. That's literally what he says.
Oh, shit! I'm out of here!
You can't fucking outthink this movie, man. So then the ship finally blows up in one of the worst kind of effects explosions I have ever seen. It is so budget and it's so awful, but it's so beautiful all at the same time. And then Mike signs off the movie with this absolutely fucking legendary line, which will stick with me for the rest of my life.
This is the last fucking cruise I'll ever take!
Like, no, shit, my friends are dead. Just pure, unadulterated cantankerousness. And so then Mike, he's swimming through the ocean, the ship's blown up, his friends are dead, then he gets killed by a fish, the end. So, is this film good? Yes. Is this film bad? Yes. Is this film great? Fucking yes. So there's a few things that I couldn't really include in this film for obvious reasons, like, you know, it's quite a few sexual scenes and there's quite a few very, very disturbing scenes. But man, this film is just so fucking good. And what I love about it is it's aware that it's a bad film. Like, one of the things that I find quite incredible about this film is some of the practical effects are actually pretty fucking decent. They're quite The Thing-esque. I mean, obviously, this film didn't have the budget of The Thing, and it kind of tells. It doesn't look that fucking good, but it does look pretty fucking impressive for a film where all the effects kind of look like shit. You know, there's so many bad and even mediocre films which just don't accept the fact that they're bad, but this film, like, just totally accepts the fact that it is a bad, cheap B-movie with a stupid premise. It's just so weird and unique. I love it. Like, if you guys get a chance to watch this film, just fucking do it. It is so good. I'm so glad I've actually been able to share this film with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm going to do movie reviews that often, but I just felt like I had to for this one. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video and what you think of the movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give my Instagram and Twitter a follow. I usually post up some kind of demos of what I'm working on up there. I also now have a Discord, so if you want to just come and chat with me, or if you have any video ideas, you can just recommend them there. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you lovely fuckers in the next video.